Let's draw. What's Jabel in Jabels? Welcome to another episode of Let's Just Jump Into It with a comic style shark soldier. The style of this drawing is ink, sort of ink looking outline or line work, and comic style coloring, which is flats that are shaded. I guess everything is basically a lot of times when you do coloring, it's shading flats, but you can do like a merged layer, I guess. I don't know. Just a tangent, whatever. So, the first stage, doing the sketch. Just doing the freeform sketch because what's important to me about this piece is more trying out the technique and seeing what it looks like. If I want to do more things in the same way, or if it's a good option, because the previous drawings I made, I had a technique where I shaded with particles and then merged that with transparency. And I want to try it again and see how it looks if you do it with a comics drawing that's, ink, line art, and whatever. And the subject is like a biological weapon, a human shark hybrid chimera that's, he's in a war zone, or he's some kind of super special operations shark dude, and he's off to do what he's been ordered to, because he's a biologically engineered soldier weapon. Alright, so the first stage is doing the line work. I think it looks kind of nice. I don't know if maybe my brush was it's a bit too thick, and the line art came out on the thick side. That depends on what size it turns out in the end when you resize it, if you print it or what have you. But so it's neither here nor there. For a single image, the line work is too big, but maybe if it's just a panel in a comic, it's a good size it's a good weight for the lines. As you can see, I'm erasing some of the thickness of the line art because I thought it was too thick. It doesn't really fix it, but just to get on with the job of doing the work. Now I figured out how to turn the page by clicking, I think it was Control Spacebar, and then turning the thing around, and you could just turn the page around as you would do when you're drawing traditionally. It can be helpful, but in the end it can also be too much of a distraction. So if you needed to make a straight line, or for the kind of lines you want to make, I guess it's good, but I don't use it so much. Alright, I'm starting with a big flat 50% value gray layer that serves basically as just a mask. Instead of drawing the mask with the lasso tool, and which can be difficult to see, you can just draw a shape and then use that to create your selection, or use it to clip layers, or use it to create a mask. Bada bing, bada boom, bingo bango, your uncle, this is named Bob, the name of your uncle. Alright, coloring the flats. In the end, I'm going to say it again. I think I said it before, I don't know if it was a previous recording, but I wasn't so happy with the result and how it looked, because the shading technique with the outlines and combined with the background came out, I don't know, I think the balance was good. The overall feel of the picture wasn't exactly what I wanted to achieve, but I did learn some ideas on what I think would be a better way to get a nicer result. One thing is maybe combine a more cell shading type look with the flat colors, because they suit the heavy outline or illustration drawing outlines more than what I did later, which is sort of trying to to be a little bit more painterly or a little bit more photographic like. I don't know. So for this kind of expression, maybe that's a better selection of for your how you're gonna shape things. It's not so bad. I mean, the result is nice. It's all right. It's okay. But maybe it's not as nice as this drawing would have been if it were simpler in that term. Who knows? Doesn't matter so much. And another possible lesson here is to do, for this kind of coloring, to do the outline more delicate, maybe even transparent, or to do the outline as a guide that for something you will draw in a painting style. So the outline doesn't stay in the finished drawing, it just helps you understand the shapes, the flow, because when I draw the outline, I also refine the drawing, and it has its own style and appearance that only comes in when it's drawn that certain way. So it could be a guide or drawn more transparent or much thinner than it is here. But I like the character. It's not very much, the shark head is sort of from drawing by looking at the reference. So it doesn't look to have been modified or changed by the process of being a hybrid with a human. I guess it would you wouldn't be able uh, to merge or mix with a group of humans, because they would immediately see he's a giant shark for a head, a shark's head instead of this human head. Whereas if the mutant was sort of a little bit more skewed, if the mutation had more elements of a human appearance in the head, maybe you could just wear big eyeglasses or a fake mustache, and then nobody would suspect for most of the time. Like maybe if you had also a big hat, a sombrero is a possibility. It would be thought of as strange for wearing a sombrero, which most people don't regularly do, but not for being a shark head person. Alright. So as you can see, the technique is using the particle spray, the particulate spray for doing the shading, 1 or 2 layers, the same thing for doing the lighting. I tried doing it with the grayscale and the multiply mixing mode, but that made everything seem too, I don't know, desaturated, dirty. And it's better like this when I just select the color and it looks nicer. One of the things I try to do is when I select the shade color is push it slightly towards the blue in the spectrum and reduce the saturation. I think because that's somewhere I heard that that's how shadows are shifted towards the blue and the color is desaturated when it's less illuminated. So that's what I do. And shift it towards the yellow, and not necessarily increase the saturation or the brightness, but shift it towards yellow. Now I'm trying to integrate the background. Didn't really plan exactly what I was gonna do, just wanted to have something there, so started drawing, and as I was working I had the idea of this streak of color coming across the frame, and it sort of helped to make the yellow rim lighting on the shark blend in with the overall scene a little better, so that's a bonus. I don't know if it works so well, but there you have it. And that's it for today. Don't forget to click the comment, like the subscribe, and share to your Facebook. Goodbye for all eternity. This has been the show. It's over now, and you can see the drawing.